What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Behind the Screen podcast. I am your host, 4K Ray. You guys, thanks for joining me on this nice Sunday afternoon. But if you're catching this on the replay, then hey, thank you. But you guys, make sure you hit that like button if you enjoy the content. Today, just want to kick it with you guys for just a little bit, see what's going on for the weekend. I know a lot of people have been perusing, trying to see what's on sale because it is Sunday when new sales arrive in some stores. Unfortunately, bluray.com is down right now, so we really don't know what's on sale. So you got to do a whole lot of scouring right now through the internet to see what's on sale. But you guys can let me know in the comment section what it is you picked up this weekend, what it is you watched over the weekend, or what you plan on watching later this evening. But nonetheless, let's get into the chat. Emmanuel Ortiz is here. Thanks for joining us, Emmanuel Ortiz. Jared Runner has just popped up in the building saying hello. Thanks, you guys. Thank you for tuning in this Sunday afternoon. It's 3 o'clock for me. Some of you guys is probably around about 12 o'clock. Unwrap Them Movies says, what's up, 4K Corner? What is going on, Unwrap Them Movies? Glad you can join me this Sunday afternoon. Thanks for being here. But two things I watched over the weekend, just to let you guys know. Yesterday, I enjoyed watching two animated movies. I checked out that Mortal Kombat Legends, Scorpion's Revenge. That was pretty cool. Really enjoyed that one. Helps get me ready for that Mortal Kombat movie that's coming next week on HBO Max. So can't wait to see that. Mind is just really kind of open on that one. I'm not expecting a whole lot from it, but looks like it has some really cool fight scenes, some good set pieces in that movie. So can't wait to see that. I'm quite sure the story will be lacking quite a bit, but it is what it is. You can't expect much from these video game to movie adaptations. We've seen it all before. Not too many of them are good. And I know tonight, I believe Mid-Level Media is doing his live on video game to movie adaptation rankings. So can't wait to see what he does with that. You guys tune into that if you can tonight at I believe he's at 9 p.m. or 9:30 p.m. right here on YouTube. We got Danny K Reviews in the house. Unwrap the Movie says, I watched In the Earth and Beyond, The Law with DMX. Haven't seen that one. I did catch a video earlier today showing that you just picked that up. So pretty cool video right there for you, Daniel. You guys, if you haven't checked that out, definitely go back and check that video out. Give him a like. Make sure you subscribe to him if you're not already subscribed. He's pushing out great content. He's got a Q&A coming up this week with Alex Thomas, so be on the watch out for that one as well. He also says currently watching Let Me In with Chloe Grace Moritz. Yes, that is a pretty good, decent watch right there. Don't know if you're currently watching it right now while you're watching me, but if you are, thank you, because you could just be sitting there just watching that movie, but you're spending a little time right here behind the screen podcast. So definitely thank you for that. But other movie I watched was what is it? Justice League Dark Apocalypse War or something like that. That was pretty good as well. Whole lot of DC characters popped up in that one. I didn't think the story would really be about John Constantine. He was a real big part of that story. So that was pretty cool to see somebody else kind of headlining the movie. I haven't really seen too many of these animated films from DC over the past about year or two. I haven't really watched them like that. So I don't know, is this a continuing story of another film, or, have they been doing this in the past with trying to use other characters as the lead? But I thought that was pretty cool because, typically we see the Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman taking the lead on a lot of these movies and cartoons. But it was good to see somebody like a John Constantine, kind of take the leading role in that one. So that was pretty cool watch. So both of those is really good. If you haven't checked them out, definitely check them out. Jared Runner says, I'm trying to watch classic movies. Bill Tyrell is here. Thanks for being here, Bill Tyrell. Good afternoon, sir. How are you doing? I am doing pretty good. Just want to spend a little bit of time with you guys, a little bit bored. I got a couple of movies that I could still be watching right now, but really didn't feel like it. Shrimper Man is here. He says, I watched Three Ninjas, 1992. Loved it as a kid. Been 20 years since I watched it. The digital version is altered. It's not the same as the VHS tape. Yes, Three Ninjas was good. And you had, what was it? The Three Ninjas Kickback, I believe, was the sequel. Jared Renner says, yesterday I watched The Exorcist for the first time. Round of applause for Jared, you guys. He's finally watched a movie that we've seen a few times in the movie collection battles, and more is coming on that. I will reveal the next two battlers in just a little bit. I just wanted to make sure a couple people were here. So that reveal will be coming real soon. Unwrapping the movie says, appreciate the shout out, man. Justice League Dark is fire. Yes, it was really good. I really enjoyed that one. Mayor Ortiz says, I will be right back. And looks like we've got 4K Crib in the building saying, what's up? What is up, 4K Crib? Definitely appreciate you being here. I know a lot of times you can't join the lives while it's live, but you catch the replays. So definitely appreciate you being here right now. Thanks for that link last night for letting me know where I could watch that fight. I did miss it because UFC was on. Really good main event there. If you guys watch UFC, that Kevin Gastelum and oh gosh, his name just popped out of my head, but that was a real good fight last night between those two. Definitely go back and watch it if you haven't seen it. Unwrapped the movie says, crazy this Tuesday has been a full year since I started my channel. Crazy how time flies. Yes, it is. Yes, you guys, sorry, I forgot to mention that on your shout out, but yes, it will be his 1 year anniversary show. So not sure if he has anything special far as giveaways or anything like that, because I know he does give away digital codes and things like that. So congratulations on 1 year. Forget how I believe you have close to almost 500 subscribers. So you guys definitely subscribe to his channel. If you have not, let's push him up as quickly as possible. Brooklyn Boy is here. Thank you, Brooklyn Boy. Thanks for being here. He says, can't wait to it be. Phil's creepy video is here. He says, hello there, horror fans. It's your buddy Phil here. Phil always bringing that great content as well. So you got to sub up to Phil's creepy videos if you haven't already. A whole lot of good horror. He has a lot of great statues and figurines throughout the room that he likes to unbox right on his channel. So thanks for being here, Phil. Brooklyn Boy says, I can't wait for it to be Thursday. Me as well. Love these movie collection battles. I can tell you guys really love them as well. A lot of people hit me up with questions. So you guys, if you want to leave me some questions right here today, I've got my pen right in my hand, got a piece of paper. If you want to leave your questions, leave them here. I will try to use them this week in Thursday night's battle. If not, then of course I will use them some other time. So definitely appreciate you guys leaving those in my DM, because from week to week with all these battles, we're talking 7 to 9 round battles every week, sometimes twice a week. It gets very hard to come up with these questions on my own. So I know a lot of you guys like to hit me with the questions. So thank you for that. Keep on bringing them. Basement Blues is here. He says, good afternoon. Another great YouTuber right there. You guys sub up if you haven't. He just put out a great video that took me back to my childhood yesterday. He was showing a lot of the old Disney VHS tapes. So that was pretty cool. Take you back to your childhood sitting in front of the TV with a nice big bowl of cereal. Back when it actually had a bunch of sugar in it. 4K Crib says, Wonder Woman was trash. Yes, that is one I forgot to mention. If you follow me on Instagram, you see I made a post this morning about Wonder Woman. Watched it the other day. It wasn't over the weekend. I believe that was Thursday that I watched it, but pretty uneventful. I can say that. Still didn't enjoy it. First one wasn't very good. Didn't enjoy this one too much either. Had a little more action, but I believe the final battle in the first one was better than what we got in this one. To me, the CGI was a little bit cheesy. That daytime and it being so bright, seeing her launch herself into the air and taking flight and using the lasso to ride the lightning, it looked very cheesy. I think the Justice League and Batman versus Superman does a much better job of, hiding some of those imperfections with the CGI, because it's darker. It's darker in tone. The settings are a lot darker, so it kind of hides that. And to me, she's a much better supporting character and actress than what we've had on the Solo. Hopefully, I know they say there's another one coming out. Hopefully, it gets better, because that was underwhelming. Both of them was underwhelming. Bill Tyrell says, just ordered my replacement disc for the Friday 13th box set. My discs are actually good, but I figured out why not. They're free. Might as well do it. Yeah, I ordered it. I didn't know, because I didn't watch all of my discs yet. So I didn't know if I had any issues with them, so I just ordered them anyway. I was like, "Hey, they're free. Might as well go ahead and pick them up." Of course, I had that big issue to where I ordered mine back in November. They never came. So what was it? February, I finally hit them back and was like, "Hey, I thought maybe, you know, they had a hard time getting them out or they didn't have enough supply." So I just kept waiting. Then I thought about it. So I was like, let me go ahead and try to order them again. So I emailed them, let them know, hey, I never received them. So they sent them out. It took maybe about a week from the second time I reached out to them for them to get them out to me. Finally came in. I haven't switched them out in the cases, but I do have all three of them. So at some point I may watch it. I don't know. Y'all know how I feel about that box set. I'm not the biggest Friday the 13th fan. I'm more like Nightmare on Elm Street and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but I picked that up anyway. Kind of got into the whole YouTube, got to pick it up, try to get these views, and it's a box set. It was my first purchase from Screen Factory. 4K restoration on what was it, the first three or first four movies for that collection. So, I let it get the best of me. But right now, I feel like I hate saying it, but I kind of feel like I could sort of wasted my money. I could have put that towards some other movies that I know I just really wanted and that I would have watched uh, sooner than what I've done with this set. But and even the posters, if you can see it up in the corner, they're still in that role. Well, you guys can't see it. I think that overlay is covering it up, but I haven't even took the posters out of the container yet. So I don't know. I let YouTube get the best of me on that one. Shrimper Man says, what if you had a special horror night battle with all rounds with horror questions and other genres like that format? It's a good thing it's pretty interesting because that actually read my mind. I have an idea that I want to do that exactly ties in exactly with what you said. It's just all horror related because I got two people that I do plan on trying to contact. Um, I'm starting to get a little this way with contacting people because it seems like all these people I contact on Instagram or see some of these people on YouTube, they don't even message you back. On Instagram, you can see when you send the message, you see seen underneath it. Sometimes it'll say seen. They don't even write you a message back saying, "Hey, thanks for reaching out," but I'd rather not, or just some kind of message to let you know like they read your message and responded to it. They don't even respond back. So that's why I say for you guys, I know a lot of you guys watch a lot of other Blu-ray collectors, and you guys are saying, "Hey, won't you get this person, this person, this person?" Well, the thing is, I don't really want to reach out to them because, sometimes with these bigger channels, the first thing they're going to think of is you're trying to steal my subs or you're trying to use me for views. So I don't want it to come off that way. So if you guys are in their chats and they already kind of talk to you and you feel like you want to see them in these movie collection battles, let them know because some of them have actually said, from what I hear from people in the chat, that they watched it, they love it, they love what we're doing over down here. So let them know, hey, DM them, let them know you want to come on because I'm real hesitant about contacting some of them. I don't really want to do it, but if you guys are already in their chats and you talk to them, go ahead and let them know, hey, he's open. He's got slots open. We'd love to see you over on his channel. Let's do it. So, just contact them like that. Let them know that, the door is always open over here. Like I said from the beginning with the movie collection battles, it's really about, uplifting these smaller channels because I'm not big myself, but, if I can help the Unwrap Them Movies who has about 300 subs get up above 500, I feel good. I've done my job. If I can help 4K Media Guy, Alex Thomas get more subs, Levels of Geeks, mid-level media who's blowing up right now. Any way we can have a good time down here, just let loose, have some fun, help get each other some subs, get to know one another on a personal level or whatever. That's what this is all about. Nothing more than that. So I don't want to come off like I'm trying to steal subs or views with the bigger channels. So you guys do me that favor, let them know because I know some of you guys are in like maybe a Durant Cinema, his lives. I didn't even know he did lives, but I know he's watched. So, if you're over there, you're talking to him, let him know, hey, the doors are open for you to come over. We'd love to see you battle. 4K Crib says that new Jason Statham movie looks good, and also that new Tom Clancy Prime Video movie starring Michael B. Jordan. I still need to watch that Michael B. Jordan trailer. I've seen it on. It's been a commercial trailer on some of the stuff I watch on YouTube, so I haven't watched it yet, but I do need to check it out because it does look decent. I just haven't really paid attention to it. But the other one you're talking about, I have to see. I haven't seen that trailer either. I am excited kind of for that Angelina Jolie movie that's coming on HBO Max, I believe, or Netflix. It's one of them. I think it's HBO Max. But I'm excited for that one. It's good to see her in a big time role again. Looks like they're trying to use some of her stuff from like Tomb Raider and some maybe like Salt and stuff like that. So it's good to see her back again in that action kind of role. I mean, it doesn't look like the best movie ever, so but it just looks like the decent watch. So I can't wait for that one. Mr. Dingo is in the building. Thanks for being here, Mr. Dingo. You guys make sure you hit that like button. We got 6 in the chat right now. We want as many people in here as possible. I can keep this going as long as possible because, like I said, don't have much going on right now. So I said, hey, won't I go live before Ken or anybody else goes live tonight? I know the other day, I think Thursday, we had like 4 people in this little smaller community go live Thursday. So it was a lot to watch on Thursday. Thank you everybody who did watch everybody's streams on Thursday, not only mine on Thursday nights, but Alex Thomas, Unwrap Them Movies had Haunted Hippie on his channel with a great Q&A. You guys, if you haven't seen it, go back and watch that. She's pretty cool. So she gave a lot of good information. So you guys definitely go back and watch that. Hit the like button. Brooklyn Boy says, 4K Corner, I got a question for you. What is your favorite scary movie? Favorite scary movie, of course, I say it all the time. Nightmare on Elm Street, Dream Warriors is my favorite. Got a little poster that I still need to put up on the wall. So you guys already know I am waiting on that 4K either box set or even if they just give us the original, maybe Dream Warriors or Dream Child. If they just give us a few Nightmare on Elm Streets, I'll be happy. It doesn't have to be a box set. It needs to come this year, maybe around Halloween, of course, would be the best time. But at some point, we need at least one Nightmare on Elm Street, maybe the first. Of course, Dream Warriors is the main one. Everybody wants their hands on. So if they even skipped the rest of them and gave us that one, quite sure there won't be many complaints. But it only makes sense that if they gave us Halloween, just the first one, then somebody has to give us the first Nightmare on Elm Street. It only makes sense at this point, and I know they pay attention. I'm quite sure people watch these bigger YouTube channels. Some of these YouTube channels, I ain't even gonna say bigger because there's probably been like a view on one of our channels of somebody at an upper, and they're listening to us. They know what it is we want, so hopefully someone gives it to us. It doesn't even have to be Screen Factory. Just it needs to come out though. I can say that. Shrimper Man says, "What year were you born?" He says 1985 for me. So you're a little bit younger than me. I was born 1982. I know I don't look like it, you guys. I know. I know. Look pretty young, but yes, I am almost 40 years old come January, turning into a old man, feeling old, but still looking young and good. Mr. Dingo says, favorite thing going on in AEW right now. So, let's start from the beginning. All In, All In was the first show, I believe. Very good show, very entertaining. Production quality was a little bit different. Of course, it was in a big stadium. It's been a while since they've been in a big arena. Can't wait to see that again. I don't know when they're finally hitting the road and going to be in front of a full audience. Even at Daly's Place, they need a full audience. I think they can in Florida right now have a full audience. I'm not too sure. If anybody lives in Florida knows what the capacity levels are right now, just let me know. But I believe they can have a full show, but they just haven't. Maybe they need to step away and go somewhere else like a Texas where it's open. But they need a full show, full capacity because wrestling is not the same without the audience at all. But AEW started off very, very hot, very good, something new. Of course, there was millions of people that wanted to see what it was like. But I believe over time they've kind of lost their way with whatever it is that they're trying to do. Now we're starting to see too many former WWE people, whether it's the legends, veterans, or whatever, coming into AEW. So it's to me, it's starting to become a little bit saturated with WWE people. And I know we need some of them to bring some of those eyes back over. Some people that are familiar faces to the masses to come over, but we don't need a ton of them. And I feel like Miro was a good one. but I feel like Miro's kind of stuck in the middle of the mid card stuff when he should probably be an upper tier main event type wrestler, but right now he's stuck in the gimmick role in the mid card setting, which is okay because he's still got a name for himself and they can still do that. But it kind of feels like a little bit of a waste to me. You guys can let me know how you feel about it if you watch wrestling. Then we've got, but then you've got your mid card wrestlers also that we don't really know that's been in AEW since the beginning that should be getting a bigger push. Like I know his style isn't conducive to him doing something different, but Darby Allin is great. People love him, but to me, he's not pushed enough. We don't see him defending the title as much as like Cody defended the title every week when he had it. But of course, he is the face of the company. I get tired of seeing him from week to week, having to have the spotlight, even though he said he wasn't going to do that quite because all that back and forth about what WWE does. He said it wasn't going to be like that for AEW, but from the beginning, we've seen him week after week after week kind of getting the spotlight. I got tired of it. But Darby Allin has not defended that title quite like he has. Then you got like a Hangman Page, who is great. People love him as well. I like him. Very old school vibe. He gives me that same vibe as a shorter version of Barry Windham, if you guys know who that is from 80s wrestling, but that's who he is to me, just a smaller version. So you got people like that, mid-card wrestlers who kind of need that push, that should have that push. Then you got your good female wrestlers who, they're starting to kind of put in that main event slot, which I'm happy about them doing, but we don't see a Karashita really defending that belt as often as she probably should. But she is, at least they're putting her on like Dark and Elevation. Britt Baker is on Dark and Elevation because she's got that little whole gimmick thing right now that she's trying to get her ranking up because she wants another title shot. Chris Statlander is back. That is good. Hopefully she's not back too soon because I thought they said it wouldn't be summertime that she comes back. But it's good to see her back. And then she's with the Best Friends to try to get that little thing back together again because they're kind of like the new day of AEW. What else we got going on? But then you got other people like they pushed Abaddon for a little bit. She had her little thing with Akara Shida, but then you really haven't seen her again, especially on the main show. So I don't be knowing which direction and what they're trying to do here. And then the dark shows and elevation shows are all about trying to get new talent over, bring people in to see, are they ready to be signed with All Elite or not? So we've seen a lot of fresh faces on those shows. So that's pretty cool. I really do enjoy that about them. It's kind of a different version of what NXT is to WWE. That's like their lower card, the people that they're bringing up on the main roster. But with Dark and Elevation, that's kind of, especially with Dark, that's more about just giving these other wrestlers the chance to get some in-ring action, and then they decide whether they want to sign them to a full contract with AEW. So I do like that about AEW. I think that's very awesome. The biggest downside to AEW, though, to me, is the commentary team. I was happy when it first got announced before they had their live show on TNT that we were going to get Jim Ross and why his names keep popping out of my head. Excalibur sucks. Jim Ross fumbles, doesn't really know what he's saying. Tony Schiavone, he's still pretty cool. I'm kind of tired of the whole. Yes, we were happy when Sting came. He was back on TNT. We got to hear Tony Schiavone say it's Sting again. But now it's kind of getting overdone. Like, okay, we get it. We get it. People loved it. We got it. Thanks. Now you don't have to over exaggerate it. But I don't know, man. I still enjoy AEW from week to week. It doesn't feel quite like the product that we had in the beginning. Maybe it's going to take for them to go back on the road, get into these arenas, get a full crowd back again, and then we'll have a much better product again. But I know a lot of people complained in the beginning because it was a lot of flipping, jumping, standing outside the ring, everybody just holding on to each other, looking up, waiting on the next person to come jump off the turnbuckle or do some kind of flashy move. So people hated it. But all in all, still good. We've seen the numbers, the ratings go up last week, their first week without NXT being competition, and they got what was it? It was over 1 million views. I think 1.2 million views. So that was good. And we'll see what happens this week. But all in all, I still give AEW out of 10. I'd say they're probably around about averaging from me, maybe a 7.5 out of 10. But good question. Basement Blue says, "Gotta go, but I left a like to show my support for the channel. Appreciate it, you guys. If you're watching this on the replay, definitely hit the like button if you enjoy the content. If you're live with me right now, make sure you hit that like button. We got 10 in the building." Jared Runner says, "What movie made you cry?" One that always comes to mind for me would probably be John Q. Very strong film with Denzel Washington. Very emotional. Made you feel like it's something the same. You would go through those same emotions, and motions with what he did. Far as taking care of his son, making sure he got the health care that he needed. That's something that, in your mind that you feel like you would also do for your child if you had to. So, that one hit home very well. So I enjoyed that movie. So I would say definitely John Q. We got Isaiah Jordan back in the building. He says, "I'm back. Thanks for being here." But nonetheless, man, you guys, I'm quite sure you want to know who is battling this Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, movie collection battle. We have got two fresh new faces coming onto the channel. So get ready to vote. Be here early, 9 o'clock p.m. Thursday night. We will have Danny K reviews up against M4 movies. Get ready, you guys. It should be a really, really good battle. Both of these guys have strong, very strong collections, wide open genres. So get ready. You guys can check them both out on Instagram. I know for sure M4 Movies has a YouTube channel, so check him out. Subscribe to him if you haven't liked the videos that you watch. Um, so give both of those guys a follow. Go over on Instagram, check out their movie collections. Get yourself ready for Thursday night. It is going to be a great battle. Cannot wait. Love bringing you guys brand new contestants, someone new to the channel that you guys can get to know. Some of you already know M4 Movies. He's been in chat. Danny K reviews have been in the chat from week to week. So cannot wait to have him up here for a battle. So, and maybe he'll love it enough to go ahead and start his own YouTube channel. Who knows? There it is. That's who's here for the battle. Mr. Orchard Beach is in the building. He says Karate Kid 4. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Cut him from ear to ear. Thanks for being here, Mr. Orchard Beach. Glad you could spend your Sunday afternoon with me. Not sure what you got going on. Know you just dropped a brand new video that I will check out right after this one. I know you usually push them out on Sundays anyway, so can't wait to see what you got new provided for us. Definitely will hit that like button and skip through your ads. Mr. Dingo says the best thing on AEW is Chris Jericho's feud with MJF. Yes, it is. That's a very good feud right now. Cannot wait to see. I believe they're going to finally get through and have the opportunity to do Blood and Guts. I believe that's going to be the double cage match that they were supposed to have before between the Inner Circle and whoever is it, the Elite, whoever was all part of that at the time. So it looks like Blood and Guts will have the Pinnacle versus the Inner Circle. So can't wait to see that. Hopefully it will be in front of a live audience. I don't know if they already announced like where it's going to take place. Will it be in Daly's Place again on the football field? Who knows? Hopefully not. I want to see the actual double cage. Cannot wait for it. Danny K reviews still in the building. Thanks for sticking around. He says he is excited for the battle. I'm quite sure everybody in the chat is also excited. Can't wait to see what you got in store. Should have some great questions. It will be a 9-round battle. I just don't know whether I'll use the category format this week. I more than likely will because now I have more time to set it up and get the questions ready for each category. So get ready, you guys. You may see the category format again this week. So can't wait. Latula Moore says, question for the battle, best 80s teen movie. That is a really good one because usually when we think about those teen movies, probably our minds probably go straight to 90s, maybe early 2000s. So good question. I've got it written down. Let me make sure I write your name saying that you was the one that, provided it so I can shout you out when I use that question. But that is a good one. Thank you for that one. Mr. Dingo said, did you like the 2005 House of Wax movie? Yes, I thought it was pretty decent. Better than what I expected, but It's never been something I feel like I gotta own. Um, those around that time is when I kind of really got out of the whole horror genre. I did not like a lot of the stuff that started coming out around that time. I'll say from probably around maybe that year to around about 2015. Just I once it especially once it really became about jump scares and then we started seeing a whole lot of possession horror. That's when I kind of just finally just said, "Nah, I can't do the horror stuff." You guys watched, if you haven't seen my video already, I talked about it the other day, but I finally watched I had been wanting to see that movie, High Tension for years. So I finally just sat down and said, "You know what? Let me find it." Roku searched it and finally gave that a watch. I enjoyed it. A lot of questionable stuff as far as plot, but it was an enjoyable movie. Didn't hold up very well. It was real grainy and looked pretty old. So I don't know, but I enjoyed it. I don't know if I'd ever own it, but it was a good one. Star Orchard B says dazed and confused. M4 movies. Hey, I know that guy. I believe he's probably talking about yep, there it is. Danny K, I see you. Mr. Orchard Beach says he Fort Knox, yeah. And how is it really out there? I know in your video you said some of the people really like being there. There's no way you could be there for the whole summer. Um, but how is it out there really? I mean, it's a military base, so military bases are never fun, anything to do on them. But at least you're right there by Louisville, however you say it, who knows? But I know you're by there, so you ain't got far to drive to do anything, but I'm quite sure it's pretty boring. You can't wait to get away, leave, go to the DR, go back to New York, whatever it is you're gonna do. So laugh out loud. Isaiah Jordan says, "I can't wait to see the movie Battle." Me as well, man. I be waiting on Thursdays. That's when I usually try to get everything straightened up, make sure the questions are all in StreamYards, make sure everything is working pretty good. Then I always, for some reason, get tired around about 5, 6 o'clock. I start feeling like, oh man, I'm tired now. So I try to rest between 7 and 8:30, and then I jump back in front of it, make sure everything is set up, start coming in, seeing who's waiting in the background and all that good stuff. So I can't wait for Thursdays, man. I love Thursdays. It used to be Tuesdays because that was Blues Day, aka 4K Tuesday, where we picked up the hottest new releases to hit the street. But now my favorite date is Thursdays because these battles are so much fun. I know you guys are enjoying it, so it just makes it even more fun when all you guys are in the chat letting them know what movies you would pick up for the round. You guys even hit me up after the battle saying, something was questionable or somebody should have pulled this out, anything. So that's how I know you guys are loving it because you're still thinking about it after the battle. You're not just here watching it. You're here from week to week, spending a good time for however long, hour and 15, hour and 30 minutes. So thank you guys for being here from week to week. And it's growing. So one thing I definitely have to do coming up, I'm probably gonna start it this week. I will start having at least one special guest on the screen if they want to be on screen. Um, but there will be one person to start helping me keep count of all the votes. So I'll keep count of one participant. That person will keep count of the other participant because you guys saw it. What was it? 2 battles ago, there was about 60 people in the chat all casting their vote. It was so much for me to keep up with, and I even messed up with one of the rounds on who won it. So now I know I got to have at least one person here counting with me. So I think mid-level media will be up with me on screen Thursday to help me keep count. So you guys let me know in the comment section. I know Unwrap the Movies, I know you're down for it, but if you guys want to be on here on screen or whatever, helping me keep count, let me know. I'm going to make sure I'm doing that from week to week as well. Mr. Dingo, Walmart has the newer Planet of the Apes trilogy on Blu-ray for $20. Better get on that 4K. I already have them on Blu-ray. I just only have one of them on 4K, I believe. I think it's only one that I have on 4K. So I do want that trilogy set on 4K. Mr. Orchard Beach says he's only 30 minutes from Louisville. Isaiah Jordan says best war movie. So I know a lot of people love 1917, right? Very good movie. Action set pieces, the scenery, the filming of it, all of it beautiful. I'd give it a 10. It's pretty much the perfect movie. But we go back to I was born 1982, and Saving Private Ryan is just something about that movie from the opening sequence. Of course, that's the main thing most people talking about, the storming of Normandy's beach. It was awesome. But seeing so many, like, there's so many actors in that movie who were not big yet that just made their way, found their own path after that movie. That's always going to be my number one film until just something way better comes out. 1917 cannot topple that film for me. So I'll always say Saving Private Ryan, number one. 1917 is probably number two. Three, uh, that's really up in the air for me. There's so many movies I can put in third place that it would take me a little time to really think about what's in my top three war films of all time. Maybe that's a ranking I can do on here at some point when I do another one of these solo shows. I'll do like a war movie ranking, not copying Ken, because I know there's this big thing right now with originality on YouTube and who's copying who, but that's not to copy anybody. That's because I just thought about it just now with just your question right here on the screen says best war movie. So maybe I'll do a ranking at some point, but I want everybody to know, no, I'm not just copying what Ken does on his Ken's movie experience or what another channel is doing. Shrimper Man says, why don't horror movies get 4K releases from studios? That Friday the 13th box set should have been 4K. I agree, but at least they gave us 4K restoration on what the first three or four titles. But I think because 4K is still very niche genre, physical media, that there's not a whole lot of effort going into, restoring a movie from film onto 4K because it's very tedious, cost consuming, and they just don't. They may not see quite the return back for what they want. So that's another reason we got to continue to support physical media as much as possible. I'm not saying buy everything day one, but just making sure you go out to get your favorite movie on day one if you know you want to own it and it's really worth the money. Make sure you get it day one so they can see those algorithms and those numbers going up so that we get that stuff we love because it's slowly coming. It's just not coming at the rate that I would love because I'm nothing but a 4K collector. So, I want stuff to come out faster. Most of what you guys see behind me right here is pretty much all action because that's mainly what comes out on 4K. That's probably the biggest movie genre there is that brings in the most money. So, that's what most of the movies are. We don't have enough comedy. We don't have enough horror on 4K. I would love to see the day that, it starts kind of getting flooded with it. I'll be pretty happy. So yeah, that's a good one. I mean, we do need a lot of horror. I thought last year would have been a good year for a lot of horror, or even previously, but the previous year, but we haven't got it. But hopefully this October, maybe September, October, November, we'll see some more horror coming in. Hopefully, like I said, Nightmare on Elm Street, um, maybe some more of the Halloween movies. Halloween 2 is another favorite that people want. So maybe we'll get it. I don't know. That streaming is really messing it up, and of course the pandemic messed it up for us. I think we probably would have, of course, we'd have got a lot more movies on 4K right now because there were tons of movies that were supposed to come to the theater that still haven't made it out. So we'll see, man. But fingers are crossed that we get more horror. I can't wait. Jared, run a good question. Best sword fights. That is a really good one because I think we've done the martial arts uh question. We had some good ones from that, but we haven't had anything like sword fights because I've done best explosion, I've done best car chase, so best sword fight should be another good one. But some questions when I actually really kind of put some thought into some of the questions that I asked because last week me and my brother-in-law we were sitting talking on the phone and I always go over my questions because he wants to know ahead of time what the questions are. And he helps me out with some of the questions, but I told him sometimes I look at people's collection because I don't want a question to go to waste. So if I see they got a really wide open collection, a lot of genres, then I'll ask a question like a best sword fight because I know they more than likely got some movies like a martial arts flick or something like that. Because if I ask this question to a younger contestant on the show, that's probably just mainly got a bunch of superhero movies or something that's current, there's not going to be many sword fights in their collection. So now I've just wasted a question that I feel like is really, really good, that's making someone think and take a few minutes to browse their collection to figure out which movie to pull, and that we'll get, some different movies on screen, which is what I want from round to round. We're tired of seeing aliens, so we want to see two different movies from both contestants. So, you know, I try to really put some thought into which battle I want to ask what questions. But that's a really good one. Jared Runner wrote it down. We'll be using it. M4 Movie says, I like the guest helper for you. Helps run things a little smoother. Yes, sir. That's why on Instagram I posted, I always make sure I go back and watch the battles. I may not watch it like right after or the day after or something, but I always try to make sure I go back and watch it because I want to see where I mess up or where I could have did something better. It helps me think, okay, maybe I should do this, or, let me make sure I talk about this. So also another thing that I'm gonna be doing, because I feel like it does kind of help the contestants at times, I've already stopped saying what movies in my mind that I would pull from round to round. So what I'm going to do now that I have a person coming up to help me count, I'll still display what you guys say in the chat on the screen as far as what movie you would pull from round to round in between time, like I usually do, but I won't be reading them. I'm not going to say out loud what it is, because if they've stepped away and they don't see their screen, they don't know, and you guys aren't suggesting some of the top movie names that or something they might not be thinking about. So now me and that guest counter will just be having a little sidebar conversation. We might just be talking about something. So I'll still display your comments, because you guys in the chat are what really moves these collections and what really makes them fun. So I'll still display it. I just won't read them out loud to give them, extra help. Mr. Dingo, did you see WWE murder the Fiend at WrestleMania? It was horrible. The worst burial I've seen since Pet Cemetery. Laugh out loud. Yes, sir, I did. It was horrendous. I haven't really watched WWE in quite some time, the main shows. So I said, okay, let me go back and watch. Let me watch WrestleMania live. Let me see if I enjoy it, because usually WrestleMania is at least decent. Watched it. Fiend was one of the main things I wanted to see, because I didn't know, he was kind of gone for a while after they did that whole like Randy Orton burning him alive or whatever, and that he was gone and finally returning. So when it opened up and they gave him his entrance and showed like the special effects of him walking and turning back into regular Fiend, I was like, oh, that's pretty dope. And then he came out of the Jack in the Box that Alexa Bliss turned the thing. He popped out the Jack in the Box, but then I'm standing there looking. I'm like, how's he gonna get down? Is there a ladder behind there that he's gonna go down, or would they darken the lights to let him get down? So right there started off very weird. So he finally jumps off into the ring. The red lights stay on that everybody hates. I don't know. Maybe it's Bray Wyatt, maybe it's just WWE, or a combination of both that really love those red lights, but I think it's horrendous. I get why they do it, but I don't think most people like it. At least they got rid of the spotlight, but the red lights are still there. Hate it. So that's another thing that's questionable. And then we get Alexa Bliss coming back out in all black with the head thing on, and she's bleeding. It was cool. Crowd popped for it. Everybody was like, what's going on? Fiend turns around, looks at her, reaches out, gets one RKO, and end of the match. Terrible match. Buried him again. People tried to give him a chance again after what they did at Hell in the Cell, which was horrible with him and Seth Rollins. They tried to correct it, still didn't correct it. It's just been downhill for the Fiend, but people were still trying to give it a chance. People were still loving Firefly Funhouse, but I think at this point it's kind of like I'm done with it. Even when Alexa Bliss came up Monday night on Raw after and kind of explained the storyline and what's going on, it's still just like I can care less at this point. It seems stupid now. And a lot of people was trying to bring Bo Dallas into the whole thing, but now we know he's let go of, so it's like, nah, we'd rather just switch it back. Jared Renner says, I don't have War of the Planet of the Apes and have never seen it either. Definitely worth seeing, man. They do a very good job with the CGI. So I'd say definitely check that one out whenever you get the opportunity. Isaiah Jordan, me and Brooklyn Boy are brothers. Oh, that's pretty awesome. Glad I can have two brothers here in the building, in the chat. So thanks both of you guys for being here behind the screen podcast. Bill Tyrell says, Not everyone would be able to afford a Friday the 13th 4K box set. That is true. We can say that because that's something I didn't even think about that one. So great point right there, Bill Tyrell. That box set was 129, I believe, for everything with the poster and everything. So can you guys think if we got all 4K films in that box set, it probably would have been the same price as like a Game of Thrones or Skywalker Saga, over about 230 to $250. So yeah, that's a good one right there. Then I would have known that yeah, that's not worth it. Shrimper Man says I pre-ordered the Saw Steel book. Yes, that is a good one. Very good price on that so far. I think the lowest price point is 16.99 on Amazon. So definitely get your pre-orders in on that one. So at least we're getting that because Spiral's coming out. I believe it's also an anniversary. So there goes another. Well, that's kind of like thriller horror, but we're getting something. We got Speed coming. So they're trying. They give us a little. It's just not much most of the time as far as catalog titles. So of course everybody still wants that Nightmare on Elm Street. Everybody wants True Lies, so we'll see, man. Only time can tell. Isaiah Jordan says best Christmas movie, uh, probably Christmas Story or Home Alone. Phil's creepy videos. I ordered Death Dream Shockwaves and Simnioid on Blu-ray. Those sound like some great boutique titles. Shrimper Man says the Blu-ray King made last week's battle not so great. He was really extra. Um, well, I mean, yeah, I think he's young. He was happy to be on here. He really wants to battle M4 movies because I believe he's always on his channel and he wants to battle mid-level media. So he was excited to be on. So, give him a little break. He's a little young. He's still in high school. So K says, "Hey, 4K Corner, are you picking up Donnie Darko on 4K?" That's one I really haven't thought too much about. I need to see the reviews on it, see if it's worth the money, because it's not just one of those titles that I know I need to own and I'm gonna watch repeatedly. So, not too sure about that one, but it is on the list. And for a movie says, "Don't worry, everyone. I've seen a lot of movies, so don't have the dozens of unwatched popular movies like Blu-ray King had." Yeah, I hope. I believe he's supposed to have a movie dropping this weekend if he hasn't dropped it already. But dude, there were so many movies that he said he owns them and have not watched them. Classic titles too. Latilla Moore says, "High Tension was a wow movie. Yeah, I really enjoyed it." Scarlett or Angelina Laura all day. I'm taking Angelina Jolie, of course. I can say that Scarlett Johansson, she's not the greatest actress. So yeah, Angelina Jolie. Mr. Dingo, I wish they release a Texas Chainsaw Massacre box set. The only horror franchise I'd spend good money on. I agree. Maybe not. Well, would I buy the whole box set? Some of the movies just weren't that great, but I do love Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Mr. Rigby, what is up, 4K Corner? What is going on, Mr. Rigby? We got 17 here. You guys make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed already. Shane's Box Office is here, who just had a battle on the channel not too long ago. What is going on, Shane? Thanks for having you here on this Sunday afternoon. He says, "Hey, 4K D-Ray, what is going to be your next 4K pickup?" Um, I'm still eyeing Spaceballs because I haven't picked that up, so I may pick that up soon, but a definite pickup, probably April has been abysmal as far as new releases. There's been some Blu-ray stuff coming out, but far as 4K, nothing's really come out in April. Maybe one movie a week. There's been a week where nothing's come out, but this month has been pretty horrible. So it's been, go back, buy some stuff that you haven't bought. But definitely I know Speed, Last Action Hero, Saw, those are definites that will be picked up. What will be your Shane's box office? Let me know down below. What's your most prized item in your collection? If I bought it, that means I really love the movie because I pretty much only buy stuff that I really, really want. every now and then I might buy something that somebody, a subscriber says you should check this one out because I do that from time to time and make a video off of it and, do the suggestion type thing. So most of this stuff is all just stuff that I really love. So I'd say everything is uh the most prized item in my collection. I do have everybody talks. I don't, I didn't know how serious it was, but everybody talks about that shallows lenticular that I have, saying that, it wasn't around very long. A lot of people don't have it that want it. So I guess that's something. I got the Monster Squad, was it 25-year anniversary Blu-ray. I ended up finding that, didn't know that, it was worth anything or people really wanted that cover that I have for it, that it was kind of, I guess you could kind of say rare. It's not out there like that, but I found it at a secondhand shop for $3.99. So I didn't know that at the time. I was just, I love Monster Squad, so I got a poster and the movie Blu-ray for that. So I guess those two. And Apocalypto, I bought that at a secondhand store as well. I think it was like $3.99, $4.99. I didn't know like that was out of print at the time. Latula Moore, I am going to come from out of the comments and do a battle soon. Hey, I love to have you. Like I said, as many times I can get people that, don't really have a YouTube or not really big on Instagram, fresh new faces in these battles. I welcome it. That's what I want. I hate to use the same people from week to week. Trust me, I like everybody that I've had. I thank you, but I just want to give you guys something new, something fresh. I know you guys don't want to see the same people every week. Mr. Dingo, even NXT has gotten boring as well. It used to be great before it weren't on the USA Network. Hopefully, they push Kyle O'Reilly to beat Cross for the title. Yeah, I've AEW has taken my time on Wednesday nights as far as wrestling, but I do make sure I watch those takeover shows. The thing I liked most about NXT was it kind of at first it kind of felt like, well, I ain't gonna say at first because I didn't start watching at first, but the time that certain people was around that I got used to, it kind of felt like I was almost watching ECW again. And it was fresh. They was doing moves that people on the main show aren't able to do and things like that. So it was fresh new product for me. So I loved it. But I definitely watched those takeover shows. Those takeover pay per views are way better than the main show pay per views or main show shows at all. Case says, will you be picking up Space? No. Probably won't even watch that new Space Jam. It looks absolutely horrible. That trailer was nah. And I'm not even a big fan of the first Space Jam. I've seen it maybe once or twice and, never felt like I just something I need to own. It's a classic, yes, but I can care less about it. Mr. Rigby says, question for the battle. Best 3D movie in the collection. Where is Martinez Joe? That is right up his alley. Quite sure he would be upset to not have had that question as a part of his battle because he loves those 3D movies. He's the only person I kind of still know that tries to pick up a lot of them. I am writing that down. And got to make sure I write your name down beside it. So that was Mr. Rigby. Thank you for that great question. We'll see when I can get it into one of these battles. I think we read that one already. Another question for the battle. Brooklyn Boy says, best dance movie. What is your best dance movie, Mr. Brooklyn? Brooklyn Boy. You got served. But that's another good one. Haven't thought about that genre of movies, so there's some very good ones. Shane's box office says, I'm thinking about picking up Django on 4K from Arrow, Speed, and maybe Shrek, but I just picked up 10 Commandments on 4K. Have you watched it yet? Pretty long movie. 3 hours and like 30 minutes long. Very good transfer, though. I enjoyed seeing what they could do with that title. Very colorful. Kay says, what are your thoughts on the Avatar sequels? Will we ever get them? That's my thoughts. Because James Cameron has been teasing us for a year saying we're going to get parts 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Then everybody wants the original on 4K. Yes, it would be one of those great titles to have on 4K because it's a very colorful movie. Pretty decent movie, I thought, when it came out, and I finally watched it. To me, it's overhyped. It wasn't that great, but I guess as far as like seeing it in theaters, especially maybe like an IMAX or something, with all those colors and everything, that it was a beautiful movie to watch, of course. But far as like story or anything like that, I think it was a little bit overrated. Wasn't anything we haven't seen before, but groundbreaking in the way of CGI and things like that, of course. But storyline, we've seen it. Tullamore, Walmart and Best Buy had a Planet of the Apes trilogy in 4K for $24.99. Yeah, so it is in 4K. So I'll definitely look out for that. Side note, Apes trilogy. Thank you for that, Tullamore. Is that in stores or especially for Walmart? Best war movie. We've talked about that one already. Saving Private Ryan. Another question for the battle. Isaiah Jordan says best basketball movie. We've done best sports theme movie, but we could tone it down, bring it down to just one sport and say basketball. So there's a ton of basketball movies. So yeah, that's another good question. Best basketball movie comes from Isaiah Jordan. Shrimp a Man, another good one. I've thought about that also. Battle Royale, two contestants come onto the screen. Um, it's round for round. So I ask a question. Whoever wins the round continues on. Other person has to leave. Whoever's waiting in the backstage, I bring them on round for round until we finish with everybody. Only thing is, I got to make sure I have a ton of people willing to do it and will come up. So yeah, I've thought about that too. That's a great idea. I'm sure it'd be a lot of fun because we kind of did that already with Daniel and 4K Media Guy when they had their show. We brought Ken on like after the battle, and they kind of did like a 3 round battle royal between those three. But yeah, that would be pretty cool. Says maybe each winner plays so they lose and defend the title. Kay says thank you for the reaction for Space Jam. My thoughts exactly. Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you, like, the main thing with that trailer, we've seen LeBron in other movies. He did good. He did pretty decent in the comedy movie. I forget the name of it, but he did pretty good job. So I thought maybe, good actor that he could become. But the line, the delivery of the line and the dialogue in the trailer, horrible. It looked like something, if theaters was open and this whole thing wouldn't have happened, it still looked like something that would have went straight to Blu-ray. Kay also says Denzel or Will. That's a really good one. Whew. Without me really breaking it down and thinking about movie, I'd have to go movie for movie and see who's more widespread over different genres of movies. And do they not feel like the same person in each movie? Do they deliver their lines a little bit with more emotion and things like that from movie to movie? Without me breaking it down like that, I think I'm gonna go Denzel. But I almost feel like Will has played more roles that display more emotions, that Denzel's kinda like, you know, been in almost the same type of movies over and over. But we know Will have done stuff that's, emotional, action, uh, things like that. So, but I think right now I'm gonna say Denzel, but that's a really, really good one that I would really have to give some thought to and really break it down. He says Stomp the Yard, that's my best dance movie. Yeah, that was better than You Got Served, definitely. Says, are you excited for the Lord of the Rings Amazon series? I'm nervous. Most expensive TV show for season one. Yeah, what they say, like 435 million or something like that, just for the first season. Game of Thrones was, I think they said like 100 million. So that's going to be crazy. But I do wonder, like, who's going to play these roles because we're so used to seeing certain actors in those roles. Will there be different characters? I don't know. I've never read the books, so I can't tell you whether there's like different people. So I'm really eager to see which direction they go in, and will they choose the right actors? My favorite dance movie is You Got Served. So two brothers, one saying Stomp the Yard, the other brother says dance movie is You Got Served. Jared Runner says, I thought it got canceled. What got canceled? You have to let us know. I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about. Shane's box office. I have not watched Ten Commandments yet. Also, have you watched the Prime Video show Invincible? If so, what are your thoughts? Heard it's really good. I haven't seen it. My Prime expired like a week ago, so I'm waiting. I gotta renew it, but I just ain't felt like there's anything on there right now, and I haven't ordered anything in a while, so I haven't renewed it yet. But I definitely got to renew it before whenever The Boys comes out. Definitely, I love that show. If you guys haven't watched The Boys, and uh there's some other good shows on there as well, but Prime is a little bit expensive, but you do get some good perks for it. But $120 a year is Tula Moore says, let's try this again. Best war movie, Saving Private Ryan's number one. Number two is 1917. Three, Full Metal Jacket. Four, Black Hawk Down. Five, The Hurt Locker. Where would you put Fury? Because that is another really good one. So it's kind of hard for me to say. Definitely Black Hawk Down is in that top five. I would probably put Fury maybe before The Hurt Locker. Not too sure. Because you got other stuff also like Apocalypse Now. So yeah, that's a tough category. Shrimper Man says Coach Carter. Very good movie. Best movie based on a true story. What's the movie I just watched? The about the 1996 Atlanta Olympic bombing. What's his name? That was a real good movie. I really enjoyed that one. Haven't seen Sully. I heard Sully is very good. That's another one I've been wanting on 4K for a while, but I heard that's a good watch. Battle question. K says best movie that is meant to question our existence. Okay. So best movie that questions humans' existence. I'd have to figure out which movie type. Give us some suggestions on that one. Cause that's a hard one for me to think about. You know, what movies could they pull for that question? But I know exactly what you mean. Oh yeah, there it is. Trainwreck. That was the one with LeBron, I believe. Mr. Dingle says best narrative movie, kind of like Sandlot or Forrest Gump or Birds of Prey. Oh shoot, let me go back. I'm sorry, that was Kay that answered that one, that asked that question. So, Mr. Dingo, this question is best narrative movie. It got really annoying in Birds of Prey to keep hearing Harley talking. Forrest Gump is another example. I think wasn't Stand By Me, that was narrated too, right? That was a good one. And that is Mr. Dingo. Yeah, that's a very good one. Bill Tyrell says, what if you did the battles like a playoff system, kind of like in football, have a season style? Each contestant has 5 battles. The four best records go into the playoffs. So I wanted to do the bracket. I haven't thought about it like that, but I do want to do the bracket. But I was trying to get as many people on before I try to create something like that to make sure, everybody has a good understanding of what the battles are like. We've had a lot of great content, and I've got, plenty of people to choose from to be in the pool. So, like, if I was to do it today, if this was already going on, mid-level media would not be a part of it because he is 0-3. Are you watching Falcon and Winter Soldier? If so, what are your thoughts? I don't really want to say exactly what's going on with it, just in case anybody has fallen behind on episodes. But yes, I just watched the newest episode yesterday. Fantastic show. Yesterday's episode, I would say, was probably about a 9.9 to a 9.5 out of 10 for that episode. Really good. We got two great cliffhangers at the end. There was a lot of political type stuff going on in this episode that I thought was really, really good. Enjoyed it. Some people may not Some people may have issues with it and feel like, they wish it didn't have that standpoint mixed in, but I thought it was a really good episode. I think I still like the prior, what was it, episode 4? No, yeah, the prior week's episode I think was still a little bit better because we had more action in it, but this one was really, really good. Jeff Assassin says, "Do you own or have you ever owned any HD?" No, have not ever owned HD DVDs. That little trend didn't last very long. There wasn't even that many titles on HD DVD. I did like the cases though, the different color case that I think it was like a reddish burgundy type color case. So that was probably the best thing out of those. But that was short lived. Jared Runner, what's up? They canceled the game, not the Amazon show. Side Hustle Cinema is here. I am way late to the party. How is everybody? Yep, welcome. Side Hustle Cinema. Make sure you hit that like button whenever you get the chance. Thank you for being here this Sunday afternoon. We got 14 in the chat. You guys, make sure you hit the like button. Jared Runner, oh my bad. Kay says, top 3 movies you would take with you on an island for the rest of your life. Nightmare on Elm Street, Dream Warriors, The Fugitive, and maybe Rambo First Blood Part 2. 4K Media Guy, what's up, guys? Just got home from work. Did you speed down those highways? Hearing that gas hissing. 4K Crib, I Robot. Yeah, that's another good one. But Disney's not on board as much as I wish they were with releasing 4Ks. Of course they are with, the animated stuff and the superhero stuff, but as far as catalog titles, they're not really pushing those catalog titles quite like I wish they would. But iRobot is a good 4K, a good movie. I would love to have 4K transfer for, but we will see. We've got the rest of the Alien movies coming. Horrible looking slips if the mock-up is true of what they would look like, but they look horrible. So we'll see what Disney has in store for us. But right now, it doesn't look like they're really on board. Shane box office battle question: best movie that has a thought-provoking ending. Movie with thought-provoking ending. Oh, that's a good one. Definitely makes you think a little bit while you go pull your movie. And I'm gonna say I actually had a good time when I did that little mini battle against Chris Morrow. When I did the 4K only battle, it was fun. So I definitely see why you guys enjoy it. Gets us out of our chairs doing something a little bit different. So can't wait for Thursday. Great question, Shane. Triple Man says Sandlot is awesome. Yes, it is. Jared Runner says hi, 4K media guy. Taxi Driver. Yes, we would love to have that one on 4K. Another one of those classics. 4K media guy saying, what is up, Jared Runner? K says The Matrix, Inception, Gattaca, 2001 Space Odyssey, Groundhog Day. Are those, I'm guessing that's a list of movies you would take with you? Whoa, because I forgot one. I might have to switch out. I might switch out The Fugitive with Interstellar. Mr. Dingo with another question. He says, battle question, best blood and gore movie. Best blood and gore movie. Maybe something like Green Inferno. You guys ever seen that? That's Mr. Dingo with another question. That's a really good one too. Haven't thought about that. He's got another one. Best ghost movie. Yeah, we haven't done that either. You guys are giving some great questions because trust me, I have not. I'll be looking around at what I have and thinking about, okay, can I use this one? Can I use this? I even Google subgenres of movies. Did those HD DVDs even have slip covers? I don't think they did. I think it was just the case from what I can remember in my mind of seeing them on shelves in the used stores. I don't think they had slip cases. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. But you guys, for those that are just now joining the stream, because I know at least two or three of you have just joined, did already announce who's going to be battling this Thursday night. So I'll put it back on the screen for you. We have Danny K Reviews going up against M4 Movies. You can check M4 Movies out right here on YouTube and on Instagram. Danny K Reviews is on Instagram. Most of you guys probably are following both of these guys, but if you're not, make sure you hit the subscribe button on M4 Movies YouTube channel and follow both of these guys over on Instagram if you're not. Should be a very fun battle. Both guys have great collections, very wide open, different genres of film. So we should have a good time. Cannot wait. Right now, we are, letting you guys give me some suggestions on questions that we can use because I've already got quite a few. But the more I can get in hand, the more thought I can put into these rounds. Let's get back into the chat real quick. Shrimper Man says, I love The Fugitive. We need a 4K. Yes, I definitely agree. One of my favorite. That's in my top 10 all time. I actually need to do one of those rankings for you guys because I know that is a question I get a lot on my regular videos and on lives. A lot of people say, what's your top movie of this, whether it's a genre or just top 10, period. So at some point, I will list those. Kay says, The Fugitive is crazy underrated. It's like Shawshank Redemption on steroids. Another movie that's in my top 10, Shawshank Redemption. Gotta love Andy Dufresne. Mr. Dingo, you should keep track on what movies get pulled the most and ban them at the beginning of every battle, like E.T., Aliens, and Jaws. Yeah, that would be a good idea because, a lot of times you guys already hear the questions and I'm asking certain question, but I say you can't pull a certain movie. I try to say that so that because, that may be the first, like if I say, give me your best summertime movie, probably gonna go straight to Jaws or Independence Day. So I might say, give me your best summertime movie that does not include Jaws because I already know that's gonna be the first movie on everybody's mind when you think about summertime going to the beach. So that's why I do that. But yeah, because then if I do like a list, I might be spending a good minute or two going down the list. Okay, you can't use this, 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 or this, and then the person they may forget what's on the list. So that's why I try to do it that way with including it in the question. Shrimper Man says Disney sucks. Alien with no Ripley. K says, what's poppin' 4K media guy? Question for the battle. Best for Harrison Ford movie cannot include Star Wars. Yeah, that's a good one. We haven't used Harrison Ford because you guys know I like trying to include at least one question each week that deals with, a certain actor or actress. And we have not used Harrison Ford yet. And we do have the Indiana Jones collection coming out in June. So that would be a great question to use. Not Star Wars. And that one comes from Mr. Rigby again. So Mr. Rigby is giving some great questions, him and Mr. Dingo. And Shane. All right, what else we got? 4K Media Guy says Disney is one of the worst companies out there. I heard they were turning down good movie scripts if it didn't involve SJW or politics in it. Yeah, House of Mouse, man. And I wish they would really do something with their audio. Their 4Ks and Blu-rays, man. You have got to turn the audio up on them. A lot we've nicknamed it Dolby Atmos instead of Dolby Atmos because their audio quality is just quiet as a mouse. 4K Media Guy, what's up, K? How's it going? Shrimper Man, what are you sipping on? No fruity water this week. Just good old sweet tea. I know Levels Geek. Alex got on me about the fruity cups of water. Kay said Goonies or Stand By Me, and those movies were some answers for the battle question I suggest. Oh, okay, I got you. I'd say probably I like Goonies. Don't own the 4K. I like Goonies, but it's not something I've ever felt like, oh, I gotta have it so I can watch it whenever I want to. But it is a good, fun adventure movie with kids. So, but I just never felt the need to own it. Maybe at some point I'll get the 4K, but it's probably gonna have to be like I know I probably missed out Black Friday or sometime when it was $10, but it'd have to go $10 again for me to buy it. Joyce Jones says, question for the battle. The best Alfred Hitchcock or Charles Bronson movie in your collection? That's a real good one, Joyce. Quite sure somebody like I believe probably like a Basement Blues, Mid-Level Media, or Martinez Joe. That those would be a great question for those guys who have those super huge collections, a assortment of genres going on for me to ask that question too. But that is a really good one, especially Charles Bronson. You don't think of him very often. Make sure I write that down. Make sure that was Joyce Jones. So yes, that was a very, very good one. Two names I would not think of at all right now, to be honest with you. 4K Media Guy says, nice, can't wait to see the battle. Shane's box office. What Martin Scorsese or Tarantino movies would you like to see on 4K? Yesterday, forgot. That was another movie we talked earlier about, what we watched over the weekend. Yesterday, I watched Desperado. So I would love to have Desperado or Dust Till Dawn would be another good one. I just love those 90s catalog titles. 90s was a great year for action. Battle question, best jump scares. So yeah, there goes those 2005 to 2000 about 16 horror movies that I hate. But there was a few good ones littered in between. I just got tired of that type of movie. Probably the same way people in the, that grew up that, once they got to the 80s, they was probably like, man, I'm tired of seeing these slasher movies. But, you know, Side Hustle Cinema says, great matchup. Can't wait. Side Hustle Cinema, let me know when you are ready to battle, sir. I definitely want to get you on. See, you've got a great collection. I know you said you got rid of some movies, kind of had to start over, but looks like you still got a great wide array of movies. So let me know when you are ready to come up. Maybe following Thursday, let me know. I definitely want to get you on here. And for movie says, yay. And for movies in the house. Hey everyone, sorry I'm late. It's okay. Not much going on. We're just having a good talk, kind of Q&A style, and just announce who's going to be in the battle this week. Jared Runner, I don't have Jaws and never seen it. Definitely you should watch it. Even if you don't want to own it, you don't have to go out and buy it. I'm quite sure it's probably on some streaming service. More than likely, it might be on like HBO Max right now or something if you have it. So you could definitely stream it, but I definitely say you should at least see it. A top film that needs a 4K transfer is Twister. Yeah, that's another one. Everybody's been asking for Twister. Twister, True Lies, First Terminator, some RoboCop, and everybody's asking for those. We got the RoboCop Arrow Video 4K restoration. Not quite a full 4K transfer, so I would love to see it. My favorite is RoboCop 2. I know most people say RoboCop 1 is their favorite, but I like 2 better. And Rocky. Everybody wants Rocky on 4K as well. Battle question. Most influential movie to pop culture. What was that movie? Pop Star? Let's write that down. Most influential to pop culture. And that's from K. Side Hustle Cinema is saying, what's up to Stanley James? Stanley James, you did miss the wrestling conversation. Would have loved to have you in here for that one. I know you're a big wrestling guy. Hi, Side Hustle Cinema. Brooklyn Boy says, question for the battle. What movie made you cry? Yes, somebody did ask me that that was a personal question earlier. So we talked a little bit about that when I said that would probably be John Q. I know a lot of people say Toy Story. 3? Shrimp Man, best movie from a specific year. Yeah, you mean like not from a genre like say, give me your best slasher movie from 1984, but more like best movie from 2009. I guess that's what you're saying. So best movie Specific year. Oh, and that is from Shrimper Man. Isaiah Jordan says, "E.T. made me cry." Mid-level media. You can lay on his shoulder because that's his movie. Rev 4K will probably laugh at you. Latula Moore says, "Planet of the Apes 4K trilogy in store and online for Best Buy. Walmart is only online." I will check that out soon as we are finished here, which will be in a few minutes. Not gonna stay on here too much longer. Kay says Psycho or American Psycho. Gotta go with my boy Patrick. I am going with Psycho. Classic. I still need that 4K steelbook at some point. Do not own it yet. I don't even have the American Psycho on 4K. But if I had to choose between the two, I'm going with Psycho. Shrimper Man, do you double dip in your collection? I try not to. If you just seen one of my pickup videos where I did I picked up the Batman versus the Superman, the new edition, I kind of felt I haven't opened it yet. I need to watch it, but I kind of felt like that was probably not worth it. Of course, the same exact movie, just different aspect ratio and new color added. But I kind of feel like it may not have been worth the purchase. So I try not to double dip. Especially like say a 4K came out, but then later on they come with the same movie but in a 4K steelbook like they've done in the past. I'm not doing that because I'm not spending money just for a new case. Like anybody that does that, to each his own. But I don't care about the case, to be honest. Like if now the way movies come out now on Tuesday, you got your choice of steelbook versus slip. If I really love the artwork, I will go ahead and spend the extra $5 for that steelbook case because I like it more than the slip case. But I'm not gonna double back if they decide later on, oh, we're gonna bring out a new steelbook for this movie. Nah, I'm good because it's still the same disc on the inside, which is what you're buying. Essentially, you just want the movie. So is the case really worth it? For some, it is. To me, not at all. Not for that much money. Like I'd rather just buy a case secondhand for however much somebody's gonna ask for on eBay for it empty. There's no point in me owning the same exact disc again and me spending $20 just for a case. Let's move more. I own Fury in 4K. I haven't looked at it yet. Yes, very good one. It's been a while since I watched the 4K of it, so at some point I need to watch it again. But that was a really good movie, and it was good to see something with just tank warfare instead of ground warfare. Uh, People on foot. So that was a really good movie. I enjoyed it, so I need to watch it again at some point. Mr. Dingo, best woke movie. All right, we're gonna take a few more, and then I am gonna end the stream. Battle question is best A24 movie. Yes, a lot of people are getting into A24 and Blumhouse. So that is a good question. Those boutique titles. Blu-ray King says, "What's up, Brooklyn boy? Marley and Me made me cry." Yes, that is one. Dear John probably is another one for some people. If you had six guys in a battle and the chat votes for the least favorite for the round, and that person is eliminated. Okay, that's a good different way to do it. Battle question: best movie featuring a superstar before they were a superstar. Example: Nightmare on Elm Street featuring Johnny Depp before he was a super. Yeah, that's a really good one. Or even like I said, there was so many people in Saving Private Ryan that that's one movie featuring a superstar before they were a superstar. Yeah, that's a really good one. I may have to use that one for Thursday. Or not, since both of those contestants are in the building right now. All right, a few more. What did you think of Adam Cole versus Kyle match at the last takeover? Thought it was okay, but not better than Ciampa versus Gargano last match standing. I would agree. I like Kyle O'Reilly though. He was one of my favorites from that little faction. He was a little he came off as a little douchebag that has some good wrestling skills. So I like Kyle O'Reilly, but I didn't think that match was all that great. And then I think it was like the last 40 minutes of the show, I believe. Blu-ray King, good question for the battle. Name a movie that has a big name actor in a low budget movie. Oh yes, that's a good one. Also another one, your best Harry Hansen movie in your collection. Latulo Moore says, "What's up, Side Hustle Cinema?" Yeah, I feel like double dipping is a waste. Yeah, subjective. And everybody's different. Some people really love, I know like a 4K media guy, he loves to have his slip covers. He really doesn't want to buy unless he has a slip cover. For me, yeah, it kind of sucks not to have it, but I'm not just going to turn away from it just because it doesn't have a slip cover. So, it's each his own. Even Basement Blues, if you look at his collection in the almost in the far corner by the door, you'll see he has a lot of the plastic covers over his probably steel books. For me, nah, I'm not gonna buy no slip cases, so some plastic cases to go over the movie. But everybody does different things. Stanley James, hey, the Blu-ray King. Latula Moore, 4K media guy. What's up? Blu-ray King says hi. Moves and Train Studio is in the building. Better late than never. Moves and Train Studio. Hit that like button. Catch the rest on the replay if you can. Jared Runner says hi. Blu-ray King. Latula Moore says best blood and gore movie. My oldest son birth. Wow. Yeah, if you guys have seen that happen, it's not a good sight to see, I can tell you that. 4K fam, sorry, I'm late. Video J81 said, yep, better late than never, you guys. Make sure you hit that like button if you enjoy the content. More great content to come. So it looks like we had a few more into the building. So one last time before we end the stream, I will go over Thursday night's battle. Two brand new contestants. One is not on YouTube, but he's heavy on Instagram, has a lot of great posts. The other is on both Instagram and YouTube, so you guys should already know who they are. They're in the chat from week to week. Let's go ahead and introduce this week's battle. It's going to be Danny K Reviews going up against M4 Movies. Two great collectors, man. Cannot wait to see this one. Should be in for a good treat. You guys have given me some great questions that I can use in this battle or upcoming battles. You guys, if you want to be a part of the battle, hit me up on Instagram, 4KDRay, or email me, send the description. But I know I said to Side Hustle Cinema, I would love to have him on the week after. So you guys let me know if you want to be part of the battles, then, message me, let me know. If you're ever in other YouTubers' lives who haven't been on here, you guys want to see them on here, let them know about it. Tell them you would love to see them in the battle right here on Behind the Screen podcast with 4KDRay. And just tell them to message me. I will get them on here. The doors are open for anybody. For me, only people I'm really going to reach out to are people on a smaller, what I consider a smaller level, not a big YouTuber with 20, 30,000 subscribers. This is all about the smaller tiers, trying to get everybody to, open up and see who else is out there that they should be watching, helping them gain subs, helping them gain views and things like that. That's the direction I want this to go in. But the doors are open for anybody to come up here and have a good time. But as far as me reaching out to them, I'm not really going to do that because I don't want them to think I'm only doing it to try to gain subs and viewers for myself. Okay, so Danny, I'm sorry, Danny. He says he does have a YouTube channel. Sorry about that. Latula Moore says your fugitive is Dr. Richard Kimball. Her M4 movies is cool. Just subscribe to your channel, Danny K Reviews. I'm sorry, Danny, because what it is, I have another person that was supposed to battle you when I first asked you. Then at last minute, he says, I'm not gonna be able to do this Thursday. It has to be next Thursday or Friday. So then I thought about M4 movies, and I've been trying to get him on here for the longest, but he works like every other Thursday. So I hit him up, said, "Are you open this Thursday?" He said it should be. So that's why, I finally let you know who you're gonna be battling, because the first person had a lot going on and they don't really have a YouTube channel. So got a little confused there. Sorry about that. But we got it cleared up. You guys, make sure you subscribe to both of these guys' YouTube channels. Gonna be a great battle this Thursday night. Thank you guys for being with me for this hour and 30 minutes. Everybody that came in a little bit late, if you can, at least make sure you hit that like button. If you can't, go back and, rewind this and watch the replay. If you can, definitely appreciate it. But nonetheless, man, thanks you guys for spending this Sunday afternoon, hour, 30 minutes right here at the Behind the Screen podcast. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and be ready. Thursday night, Danny K Reviews versus M4 Movies. It is going down 9 p.m. Eastern. I will see you then. It's been another great live stream with you guys. Peace.